Yo guys, what is going on? JPS back for another video, and today we're going to be watching 12 things America could learn from Australia. This relates the United States directly to Australia, and I'm curious to see what this guy has to say about America. It's really about America because it's like, what are our weaknesses that if we looked at Australia and some things they do, we could take from that and hopefully improve our country. So I'm curious to see what these things are. Hopefully will give us a deeper understanding of the way Australia runs things. So with that being said, guys, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and let's get right into it.
What's good, y'all? Tristan here, and today I'm going to be going over 12 things that America could learn from Australia. Pardon me if it is a little bit loud. I am filming this in a public park, but that is actually my first thing that I think America could learn from Australia is how to build a park. This goes way beyond just how to build a park, but really how to build any nice public facility. If you look at the park in right now, I mean, I can show you, there's this huge playscape just right over there. I'll show a picture of it up,
Wow.
But that is what a typical playscape in Australia looks like. I'll throw some more pictures up just so you can see what a playscape in Australia looks like, but this this picture right here is what a playscape in America looks like. Playscapes here are so much bigger, the kids have it way better, but beyond playscapes, this goes to skate parks, for example. Skate parks here are in every city. They're awesome, they're huge, they're nice. Not the same in America. You know, a city might have one or two nice ones, but in Australia there are way more, and overall they're much nicer. There are so many examples of great public parks or public facilities in Australia. Pretty much every single city here in Australia, not like all, but most of them have these things called lagoons. They're not really like lagoons, they're just public pools, but they call them lagoons. But check out how nice these things are. These are free pools open to the public. They're absolutely beautiful, and they're right in the city center. I'm currently in Airlie Beach. This is what Airlie Beach looks like. Brisbane also has a nice one. The parks here are just so much nicer, and everything related to them is nicer. Oh, and there's free electric grills, right over there. There's two perfectly clean electric grills, and oh, and free bathrooms. God, I need to this could have been 5 points all on its own. But anyways, point number one, parks in Australia are so much nicer, and the US could learn how to build parks like Australia.
I gotta say, based on those pictures, he's completely right. One thing you have to consider, though, I feel like Australia is a bit more of a newer developed country because a lot of those parks that he showed look like brand new. So let me know if that's the case all around the country. Are the parks really that big and nice? Because if so, I mean, we have... there's not even a park near me. I mean, I wouldn't even know where to go for a park, so... But also, those public lagoons, that is awesome. Right in the city center. I do wonder how dirty did they get and stuff, because... What? And also, I wonder what's the homeless population in Australia is like. Maybe he'll go over that. But yeah, that's a good point. I can't disagree with that. If those are truly... And the skate parks as well. We don't really have those either. I know there's a big skating culture in Australia.
The second thing that America could learn from Australia is how to make a thing of coffee. The coffee here is so nice, it's so fancy, it's so
I already heard
done.
this,
Just
yeah.
A basic cheap cup of coffee, they just put so much more attention to detail in it. I can't really talk too much on this because I don't drink coffee, I don't like it. But literally, everyone who comes here, Americans, non-Americans, everyone who comes here just thinks Australia has the absolute best coffee in the world. Alright, now the third thing America can learn from Australia is traffic circles. Oh my god.
You mean roundabouts? But yeah, I mean, I've been known about this. This is something in the UK as well and throughout Europe. Roundabouts. I have mixed feelings on roundabouts. We do have roundabouts in the United States. There are a good amount of roundabouts. But we don't have them as widespread as I guess Australia may have. We'll see what he has to say here.
Alright, they have traffic circles freaking everywhere here. You'll find them in
there it
neighborhoods,
is.
you'll find them in towns, you'll find them connecting big roads. Will it be traffic circles with 2-3 lanes on them? They are so common, and they just speed up the flow of traffic so much. There are so many small stoplights that we have in America that could be eliminated if we could put a traffic circle there. No joke, there's probably about 1/4 the amount of stop signs in Australia as there are in America because of the traffic circles, and also they just put a lot more yield signs up instead of stop signs. So if you don't have to totally stop, those put a yield sign there, which is also kind of nice. Alright, so the fourth thing I think America could learn from Australia is how to package and sell watermelon. What I mean by this is in America, if you're buying watermelon, it's probably going to be a full entire watermelon, or you can get a little thing of little dice cubes of watermelon. The issue is the little dice cubes are usually pretty expensive, and it's just enough for 1 or 2 people, and then the whole entire watermelon, it's way too much for one person, and like honestly, I am from a family of 4, and one watermelon's too much for our family usually. Here in Australia, usually when you're at the grocery store, you're gonna see quarter melons, and they sell them by the quarter melon. This makes so much sense. It doesn't cost more. It probably saves a lot of melon. You just, yeah, cut the melon.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with him, but that is such a specific caveat to bring up. Watermelon. I mean, yeah, I mean, sure, but it's watermelon, dude. That's hilarious. He must have had a bad experience with it.
Wrap it up in some saran wrap, and then, yeah, sell it in force. Easy as that. The 5th one is a little bit weird, but that is, we could learn from Australia to not put so much water in our toilets. I don't know what it is about their toilets here, but I feel like they're just, like, way more advanced than our toilets. So, in America, like, for some reason, it's a really common thing. Like, I was just used to, like, having water splash my butt from, like, pooping into it, and it like, yeah, splashing up. And then when you're flushing the toilet, you know, it's like shoosh, 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 and you know, it does like the whole like spinny thing and then sucks down. It's like one long flush with a bunch of water. Well, here in Australia, their toilets just have a little bit of water, and then your butt doesn't get wet when you poop. There's no splashing going on. Can't believe I'm saying this. Anyways, and then on top of that, they also have like buttons. They have a button for poo and a button for pee. Some American toilets do have this, but I think it's like a law here in Australia, because every single toilet I've seen has had those 2 little buttons to save some water. These 6.
I've never seen that. I mean, yeah, I agree. Especially in the public facilities, like the water pressure and the amount of gallons they use is very high. And the splashing thing certainly is a problem that everyone deals with. But I've never seen the 2 separate buttons. Hey, that's an important issue, hey? We need to bring that up. That's a big problem.
Next thing that America could learn from Australia is free/cheap sunscreen.
Free.
You're probably laughing at me as I say this while I'm all burnt, but that's just because I was on a boat for the past 3 days. Here in Australia, you can get like a full giant 1-liter thing of sunscreen, like enough for an entire family for an entire summer for like, I think it's like $8. Like they're like super cheap. And beyond that, I usually don't pay at all for sunscreen because it's just free at most places. Like if you go to like a hotel, if you go to I don't know, an office, a restaurant, like imagine like how hand sanitizer is free in America in a lot of places. They just have sunscreen laying out in different places like that. You can just get some, you know, put it on if you want. This is so nice and makes so much sense. I'm not completely sure on this, but I think the government subsidizes sunscreen a little bit. I think that's how they get it so cheap. Not positive, but anyways, it makes so much sense because the government also pays for the healthcare here, you're gonna have to be paying a lot more for skin cancer than you are gonna be paying for sunscreen. All right, now the 7th thing.
No, that's a great point, and it makes sense because there's a lot more beaches and submerged in the sun more, but our sunscreen is expensive. It is very expensive. Like, I don't know the exact prices, but what he showed on that screen was way, like, exponentially cheaper than what we have to pay. And there's no free sunscreen anywhere either.
America could learn from Australia is work-life balance and how to party. Australians, man, they love to have fun. They love to get drunk. They party hard. Additionally, just kind of the culture here and in Europe, they get a lot more paid time off for vacation. Typically, you get about 5 paid weeks off for vacation here. So that could be one of the reasons why they have a better work-life balance. But even when they're not on vacation, just on like a typical weekend, Australians like love to go out. They love to have fun. I don't know. I just feel like they do a little bit better job at partying than Americans do. All right, now
I couldn't agree more with this, and I feel like this isn't just an Australian U.S. Example. This is like an Australia or a U.S. world example almost. Our work-life balance is terrible. There's no such thing as 5 weeks off. I mean, my dad gets like a week off every year. So I agree. And learning how to party. There's such a stigma. Our drinking age is 21. There's such a stigma around going out. I love going out, partying, having fun with friends. But we have like a very kind of conservative population, like a really high level of those kind of people who are like, no drinking, no, this, that. Like, I'm like, bro, learn how to have fun. You know, we're only here once. Let's have a good time. Like, are you serious? You're not like, that's cool if you don't want to, but don't force other people to not be able to, or like frown upon it. Like, get out of here. This makes that reason, honestly, like the whole work life, it's not even about the drinking. It's more so the work-life balance and actually being cared for as an employee. That is one of the most prominent reasons in which I would leave the United States and move somewhere else. Because I'm tired of it. And I'm not even working yet. Well, kind of, but this ain't really a job. This is awesome.
That America could learn from Australia is how to do sushi. So, yes, I know sushi
again,
is not
very
like
specific.
Australian thing. It's, you know, like Japanese. However, they have kind of put a little spin on sushi that I think makes it so much better and makes it kind of like reach like a much larger audience or target market, I guess, if that makes sense. Let me explain. Here in Australia, they have done a couple things that make it just kind of like cool and easy to get. So one is they have a lot of like quick grab and go sushi restaurants here where they just like have sushi like out in a window. You walk by, you can point to which one you want, grab it, and you go. And it's not cut up like it is in America. The sushi comes in a roll like this, so you can get a couple rolls, grab them, and then it's kind of like almost eat them like a sandwich as you walk down the street. I absolutely love this. They are great, healthy, like grab and go snacks. You know, I feel like in America, if you're gonna get something like grab and go, it's gonna be like, I don't know, like a Subway sandwich or like, I don't know, like a burger from McDonald's, like something like not as healthy. Not to mention, it's so affordable here. Like a roll of sushi like that, one of those like grab and go places, is probably gonna cost you like $2.50 American dollars, USD. Another great thing about this
That's a good deal.
is there's this style of sushi restaurant that I know it's common in other parts of the world, but I've just never seen it in America, and we could totally adopt it. But that's like the like train track, I call it, style sushi. Pretty much you just sit down and the sushi goes around on a little track and you pick up whatever you want, eat it, and then yeah, pay at the end by like the plates. I don't know, it doesn't matter. But I see like multiple of these in every single city in Australia that I've been to. It's just kind of like a cool, fun concept, and I don't know, I don't think I've even seen a restaurant like that in America. As I'm editing this video, I just thought of another like weird or unique sushi thing here, and that is they have a lot of chicken sushi. Real sushi lovers might say that that's not actually sushi, but I don't know. Here at sushi shops, I'd say about like almost half the sushis that they offer, okay, maybe not half, like a third of the sushis that they offer are like fried chicken or grilled chicken. This just makes sushi even more appealing to some people. You know, some people don't like fish, or some people just really like chicken, and they can still get sushi, I guess if you can call it that, without just having like fish or crab or I don't know, raw meat. Alright, the 9th thing America could learn from Australia is how to run a DMV. So I don't really know what to call this, but like, you know, like the place where you go to get your license, to get like your car registered, like
Yes, please tell me about it, please.
The government
oh
office,
my god,
like entity that you go to get all your car stuff worked out. In America, we call it the DMV, the Department for Motor
We call it hell.
Something like that. Anyways, and then I know in Victoria they call it like Vic Roads, and then I know in Queensland they call it something else, so it's different in every state here. But the place where you go to get like stuff for your car, get it registered and all that stuff, oh my god, it is so amazing in Australia. Like 10 out of 10 recommend. Like, they're tech savvy, you can make appointments online, they're quick, you get a little letter or number, you go into a queue. There was someone that greeted me when I walked in, like they were just so like, it was a great pleasant experience, and I was only there for like less than an hour. If you go to America, any American will know what I'm talking about, but oh my god, going to the DMV in America is like going like it's like a trip to hell. You're gonna go there early.
Do you guys see this? I mean, that's we're probably not even from the same place. It is literal hell. Bureaucratic. It's the best way to describe it. Disgusting. So hearing that, book my flight.
In the morning, you're gonna wait in line for an hour, then you're gonna get a ticket, you're gonna sit in a chair, you're gonna be in another line for a couple hours. The people who work there are typically unfriendly and cold. They just totally suck in America. And here in Australia, I've experienced them in Victoria, and I had a friend that experienced them here in Queensland, and she was American. And anyways, both of us thought it was like super amazing here, so I'm just gonna assume that in all of Australia, the DMV is probably much better than it is in America. Alright, the 10th thing America could learn from Australia is how to eliminate the frickin' penny. Alright. Y'all's lowest cent coin is a 5 cents. We still have the penny. I don't know why. Not much to add to that. We just need to take after you and eliminate our penny. Number 11, and this is probably the most important one on this entire list, and that is we need to learn how to breathalyze like you do in Australia. When I was in Victoria, y'all had these big old giant buses that are all over the roads at all times of the day, just randomly going, and they breathalyze, they like shut a road down and they breathalyze every single car that goes by. It could be at
Are you serious?
2 p.m. in the afternoon, 10 a.m., like 4 in the morning. You've no idea when they're going to be there. They're just there, and they breathalyze everyone, and yeah, it's a great way to catch people who are on drugs or drinking and driving. The 12th thing...
Wow, that is insane. That is such a great thing. I can't believe that. What? Oh, because the drinking and driving here is a big problem. I mean, it's bad. Oh, God. I think there was a statistic that in a regular metropolitan United States city, on any given Friday or Saturday night, 1 in 4 drivers is driving impaired. So that's how bad it is here. But wow, I love that. I absolutely love that. 0.05 BAC, I guess, is the same. We have the same thing over here. Oh my god, I just can't get over that. Wow. That's such like that's a great thing to do. Bro, these videos make Australia seem like a utopia. There has to be some type of downfall. Come on. We gotta watch the cons of Australia video next. We did watch like reasons not to move to Australia, but like I need to see everything. Because something has to be hiding from me. This is too good to be true.
I think America could learn from Australia is your slang. And I'm not saying we should like take your slang and adopt it to America. No. Like, y'all's slang is like great. It's like a huge part of Australian culture. It's just who you are, you know, in Australia. And in America, our slang's kind of shit. Like, we just, I don't know, we don't have good slang. We don't have much slang at all. Anyways, America, we need to up our slang game. Because here in Australia, they have so much slang. And if you want to learn some Australian slang, there are...
Alright, that's a good video. I heavily disagree on this last part. The difference between Australia and American slang is American doesn't really have a uniform slang. Outsiders will think, hey y'all, I'm from America. Like, that's what everyone thinks we talk like. That is the southern people. We don't claim them. Okay, me personally. If you're from a specific region in the United States or even a specific city, there will be slang, specific words you use for things that differ completely from the next city that could be just 50 miles away, literally. And I've experienced this. And you guys may notice that I don't really use too much slang on here, but because you guys wouldn't get it. But yeah, we do have a lot of slang. I will say though, Australia has more of a uniform slang. Like, there's more of like a continuity in terms of the slang between cities from what I've seen. That could be completely wrong. I know each city may have their own thing, but I feel like you know an Australian when you hear an Australian, whereas in the United States, there's just so many different people from so many different places that there's a lot of slang, but there's no uniform slang. So I guess in that sense, I kind of agree with them, but I don't know. Anyways, that was an excellent video. Let me know what you guys thought of it. Watermelon and sushi seem to be on this guy's priority list. Can't blame him. Watermelon is pretty good in the summer, and I do enjoy some sushi, so... Those rolls are awesome, though. I agree. That's a great idea. Wish we had that, but we just have the individual little tiny cut-up pieces. But yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. We also just hit 6,000 subs, so thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't hit the sub button, consider doing so. I'd really appreciate it. Hit the like button as well, and I will catch you all in the next video.